Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to be responding to a video by Life's Biggest Questions. So this is like a video about the flat earth, so I'm going to be responding to it. I've already seen some of it, but I'm going to be doing a kind of I'm going to kind of play a bit to myself, and then I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to respond to each little section, so that way I don't forget any points. So anyway, let's do this. Yes, it is. If you mean a level plane, it is flat. So yeah, we found that we're on a even more that we're on a level plane, and that we're and there's probably some kind of barrier over us. That the universe probably isn't infinitely big as they claim it to be, or it could be an infinite plane, but that's another topic. But I mean, we haven't actually discovered any of that stuff for ourselves. We have to rely on supposed scientists who are looking through telescopes. I mean, we don't know what they're seeing. So yeah, let's carry on. Right, so she's just showing the Samuel Rowbotham experiment, the Bedford level experiment. Totally recommend that experiment. If you're new to the flat earth, it's a really good one that proves that we're not on a ball the size they're telling us it is. So yeah, let's carry on. No, science actually tells us we're on a level plane, and basically the evidence that keeps stacking up all the time. So the more time goes on, the more ridiculous the ball Earth is actually looking. So yeah. Is it all one big lie? Well, so yeah, enlighten me on that one. Right, so she's saying about how only 550 people have been to space. Why would you believe in such a small fraction? Well, that's a good question. Why would you? So yeah, let's carry on. We're about the overwhelming evidence that the Earth is round. There's evidence. There's overwhelming evidence it's not round. I mean, maybe round as in like a disc, or like a kind of. I'm not saying a disc like a frisbee, whatever. Maybe it's like a pond. Maybe there's like a dome over it. I don't know what it is. But there's it could be more land. I don't know. But when you say round, I don't really like it when they say round. They should say spherical, ball, globe, oblate, spheroid, whatever it is. It sounds a bit more. It sounds a bit less ridiculous to me. But yeah, let's carry on. Right, so she's saying that just because she's not been to Hawaii doesn't mean like it doesn't exist. So, but you can't compare that with people who have supposedly been to space. Well, like 550 people, you say? Well, most of us know people who have been to Hawaii. So I'd rather trust that than trust in 550 people that are all linked to the government that have supposedly been to space, which we have no proof it exists. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Well, 50% of the states, never left the states, so which means 50% have, and well, you'd pretty much trust in the large numbers of people because, it would be much more difficult to, unless it's like a Truman Show where it's all, everything's all, lies, like where everybody's lying to you or whatever. I mean, but, it's more likely that, that other countries exist versus, whether space exists. So that's just really a logical fallacy. But yeah, let's see what else she has to say. Oh my God. She actually said that from an aeroplane, billions of people have been in an aeroplane, and the curvature of the Earth is very apparent. Well, is that some kind of joke? I mean, if billions of people have flown in an aeroplane, well, 99% of, or 90% of the flat earthers have been in a plane, and they know what the hell it looks like up there. So how can the curvature of the Earth look apparent, up there, and even if it were a ball, would you even see a curve, because of your field of view, it's like, oh, the Earth's so big, so you wouldn't see a curve. Well, but she's saying that you would see a curve, so, but a lot of people, took pictures showing a completely flat horizon up there, so I don't know what you're talking about, really, unless you assume that the horizon is the curve, but, well, that's pretty much been debunked anyway, and it's basically down to perspective, so let's carry on. Well, I don't know if the pilots are lying. I doubt they're all lying. A lot of people, in planes, they actually, they're so invested in the lies that, and some of them may even trick themselves into seeing a curve, perhaps. And as to, the routes that they, take, they're probably just told where to go. They don't just, you'll think, oh, let's go this route, and then, they go the quickest route, and they're probably told where to go. So when people say, oh, well, how come they don't fall off the edge, or, well, there is no edge, but that's not. But I mean, as in, like, they'll literally just go around it as you would expect it would on a globe, basically. Because it all works pretty much the same on a flat Earth. Circumnavigation works fine, but she did not really mention in that. But I just wanted to put that out there to anyone new that might be watching. So just because you haven't drawn the line doesn't mean the Earth's flat. Well, there's tons of reasons why the Earth is flat, or not a globe, shall we say. But I don't know. Let's just carry on. Well, gravity's never been proven. I mean, if you believe in gravity, then, you got to believe that somehow there's, space-time, that's warping, that's what's causing gravity or whatever. I mean, come on, it's like, gravity has to be there in order to, be the reason, for why we're kind of sticking to a spinning ball, that we're not flying off into space, because that's how our senses tell us that we need to be, actually water needs to be contained, shall we say. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, this is like showing a picture, I think, like an animated thing of ships going over the edge, supposedly. Just ridicule and kind of straw man argument, really. It's nobody in flat Earth believes that there's an edge that you can fall off of. And gravity obviously doesn't exist in the flat Earth model the way that we're being told. Yeah, we do fall, but the reason for that has never been proven to be gravity. It's really just down to density and buoyancy, and we don't exactly know what's causing up and down, but obviously in the globe model there is no up and down, it's all relative. So yeah, but it's like, what even if you believe there would be an edge on a flat Earth, it's like, what makes that any more ridiculous than being on a spinning ball? Think about it. But none of us believe there is an edge anyway, so it already makes the globe look more ridiculous, because they're literally just basically attacking straw man arguments. Oh yeah, she does. She said about the ocean, wouldn't they spill over the edge? Who's saying that there is an edge? That's ridiculous. You should actually do some real research and actually look at what the actual flat Earth model looks like before lumping us all in with some ridiculous notion that there's an edge to fall off of. Whatever. Anyway, well, not everyone believes it's a pancake shape. Some do. Some believe it could be square. Some believe it could be some other kind of shape. But I'm not too sure about the actual map and model of it. But it seems like the most commonly accepted model with the AE projection seems to be like the most accepted. I'm not exactly sure why, but it seems to kind of explain the sun and moon going over it, and kind of the way that kind of makes the most sense, really. Those seasons and everything. So let's carry on. Well, I'm not sure if there really is an ice wall that's hundreds of feet tall going all the way around it, but there is certainly evidence of there being some ice walls. Whether it does go all the way around, I don't know. There could be inlets and outlets, possibly out to other ponds, who knows. But let's carry on. Apparently stretches thousands of miles, so yeah, not all of us are saying that, so try to lump us in again. No one ever photographs this huge icy wall. Well, there is photographs of ice walls possibly in Antarctica, about a couple of hundred feet, usually between about 150 to 200 feet tall, where it shows these huge ships next to it, and it's like the ice wall's literally higher up than that they are. So yeah, there is some evidence of it for sure, but who knows if it goes all the way around. What about the sun? What about about day and night? Well, if the sun's a lot more localized and is more of a spotlight, and that's what's causing day and night. Well, let's carry on. Yeah, we do actually believe it's a lot closer and a lot smaller. Makes a lot more sense because we see it as like a spotlight. The light seems to shrink as it goes, sets, and it kind of the crepuscular rays. You should look into these things. It seems to point to a local sun that's probably not too far away. Probably have a very localized sun. So yeah, that's what a lot of us would say. That the sun is rotating around us. It does seem like the sun is what's moving over us, and not that we are moving. So that's what a lot of us would say. Whether it goes around in a circle or whether it just goes across and then kind of does a kind of Pac-Man type thing. Well, to me that's a bit ridiculous, but it's still a possibility. I don't rule it out completely. But yeah. We can't see it at the other side because it's gone off of perspective, and it goes dark because the light's kind of more concentrated on the other side of the Earth. So yeah, that explains. So let's carry on. Yeah, that is possible on the flat Earth where the sun barely rises and barely sets. Because if the sun is actually circling, then that would mean that you'd be sort of right in that middle, and you'd be able to see the sun going round it, and you'd actually be able to see it going all the way around in a circle. But if you're, say, more around the outside, then that means because the sun you're further away from the sun, then kind of then you'd not be able to see it all throughout the day and night. So yeah, that kind of explains. I like how the picture on there is like a perfect mirror image. How can you have that on a ball? So yeah, let's carry on. Seasons, again, close local sun, perfect explanation. GPS and satellites, no proof that satellites actually work, and GPS, most likely 99% of it probably ground-based, some of it probably hoisted on a balloon or something like that. There's definitely some good enough explanations as to how GPS works. Why did they have to erect all these towers still nowadays? And of course satellites would just be kind of inconvenient anyway. So let's carry on. And even if there is satellites up there, it doesn't mean they're thousands of miles up. They could be a lot closer and could just be going around the flat plane. So yeah, why do stones fall to the ground when we drop them? Because they're more dense than the medium that they're in. Simple. Why has nobody ever fallen off? Because there isn't a freaking edge. Why are people sail ships around it twice over? Because you can do east to west circumnavigation, but is north to south possible? Until north to south possible, then the ball earthers have no point. It's proven flat until and even if they do north to south, it could work like a sort of, like I said, like a looping type thing, like some people would think of Pac-Man, but I don't rule that out, but who knows what it is. But yeah, let's carry on. Stop talking about the freaking edge. There isn't a freaking edge, alright? Even if there is, it could be a dome, okay? It could be there could be more land. Why you keep saying falling off the edge? It's really annoying. Why? Well, there is no proof that the images are actually real, and there's a lot of inconsistencies with the images, like the continent sizes and what have you, and the colours just don't match, and there's kind of some pictures have some kind of CGI anomalies, kind of copy and paste in clouds and things like that, stuff that you should really research. Why would they be pretending it's round? Well, simple, power. They can make us think that we're insignificant, so then we don't realise our true power, and that we are, we can basically do what we want, and that we don't have to let there be an authority above us. Simple. I know that you might not be able to understand the bigger picture of it, but stuff that you need to research. Science. We don't play this thing. We do believe in science, real natural science. The Bible. Not everybody believes in the Bible, but we do. Pretty much all of us realize that we're not some random accident that's going aimlessly literally through space, you know, spinning and whizzing and what have you. But, you know, just kind of, it's just straw man tactics, you know, it's just, yeah. Well, I'm not sure about the, you know, the biblical idea of God. I mean, but I do tend to kind of just stick to the stance. I know that we're not an accident, because the Big Bang, now I've realized that it's just kind of, it just makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, let's carry on. Not everybody believes in the Bible in flat earth. Stop using these tactics to try and discredit us. Science that you haven't actually tested yourself, and that's not scientific. So more logical fallacies. It's not a bowl, so I mean, then it, you know, it is flat. You know, or at least it's not a bowl the size they're telling us it is. So yeah, as far as we can tell, it is flat. Well, it might be round, as in round like a dinner plate. Who knows? I mean, but yeah, this looks like it's nearly finished now. So yeah, well, I'll never stop questioning, and that's how I've gotten to the flat Earth, because I kind of questioned the globe model and kind of realized it's really not got any validity to it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this response, you know, kind of reaction type video. And yeah, if anyone has any questions about the shape of the Earth or anything else related to that, then let me know in the comments below. And just to let you guys know, I'm going live at 7 p.m. tonight, so hopefully I'll chat to you guys then. If you want to come on and talk about this stuff, you know, flat Earth and what have you, some different topics as well, then ask me for a link and I can get you one. But as long as you be respectful and what have you, then I'll let you on. So yeah, till next time, I'll chat to you guys soon.